We're going to continue the conversation right now about CPI.
What do you make of futures being in the red ahead of CPI today?
Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history.
Did the CPI data and the presidential debate set the stage for a stock market crash? Let's find out. Welcome back to the channel. I am David Garcia. There's been a lot of things that's been happening, such as the presidential debate. CPI data just came out, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to talk about what I am doing in this environment. Make sure you stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know how these two events are shaping the market, but more importantly, what you should be doing about it. Let's start with the CPI report that just came out. Inflation continues to show signs of cooling, but there are still a few areas that we need to pay attention to, especially if you're invested in certain sectors. So in today's CPI report, inflation came in at 2.5% year over year, and that is in line with expectations. But there are a couple of sticky sectors in this report, such as housing. Housing is still being inflated by 5%. This is one of the main drivers in this CPI report, and the main reason why inflation has not fallen as fast as we'd like it to. There is an argument behind housing and rents being sticky, and that argument is we need to cut rates in order to make borrowing and purchasing rental properties more affordable, in order for that affordability to be transferred to the renter. And all these things ended up leading to a slight sell-off in the stock market today, about 1.6%, and it's already recovered, and we're not even at the end of closing today. But remember, while these numbers are important, markets are insanely unpredictable. Now let's look into how the debate ties into all of this.
The ABC News presidential debate starts right now.
About last night's debate, it was spicy, it was intense, it was almost like there was 3 people versus 1. While everyone is caught up with the political banter between these 2 presidential candidates, let's focus on what really matters to us for the economy and the market. Each presidential candidate has made many statements about what they promise they're going to do or what they say they're going to do, and at the end of the day, it probably never ever gets done. And this leads me into the next point of this video. Essentially, what I'm trying to say, guys, although a lot of us may care about who is president and who we don't want as president, it doesn't really impact us individually at home as much as you think it would. If you guys want to make changes in your home and meet the goals and meet the aspirations that you want to meet, then you need to start now. And when I say now, that is just starting with a simple goal, such as paying off your debt, paying off your credit card, getting a $1,000 emergency fund. Any little thing, you just need to get started now. And that's kind of like the video I wanted to talk about today, because although we're talking about CPI data, which is the inflation report, we're talking about a presidential debate that happened last night. When we really dive into it, none of it really matters. This is not going to matter in a couple years. This is not going to matter in 10 years. This is not going to matter to our children, their children. And my point is, we need to set ourselves up so we can adapt to anything. If we can adapt to anything, that means we need to pay off our debt. If we have no debt, that means we can adapt to any changes that each presidential candidate or anyone in politics make. After that, we need to be able to build wealth. These are simple concepts. If you don't know how to pay off debt or how to build wealth, then you need to continue to watch my videos, and you will learn how to build wealth and get out of debt and get out of this rat race where we are more dependent on who's in office and what we're doing in our own home with our own bank accounts and who's in our pockets. Right? At the end of the day, what really matters is setting these goals to continue to build wealth. Don't get caught up in little trades or single trades that will 1000x, or people that promise you the world. I would just continue to be consistent, stay invested. You will succeed in the long run. My true message, what I want to talk about, is how to get you from point A, where you don't want to be, to point B, where you do want to be. Let me know down in the comments what your strategy is after the CPI report and the presidential debate. I'm interested to know. Like, subscribe for more.